0. I was sad. I was upset. But I also just questioned myself. When was the last time I felt this? I felt good that I felt so bad. It felt good to feel this sad. I can't even recall the last time I felt like this about a Spurs game. It's usually since the tanking and when we were mediocre, it's been constant, like, expecting us to lose. It's been constant just dealing with mediocrity. It's been constant just, being happy when we lose because I'm like, I want to tank for Wemby. Like, we're finally past that. Now we can feel actual pain. We played a game, fought hard, and lost in that fashion. That feels good. Embrace this. Embrace this. We're back. It's a lot to complain about. I'm gonna go in on the players. I'll go in on the coaching, but there's a lot here that made me happy. My blood pressure is high. Man, my blood pressure was high since like the 8-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Oh my God, what a game. I ain't embracing dumb basketball. Don't get me wrong, we going in. It was stupid. It was a lot of stupid decisions. I ain't gonna lie. It was stupid. It was a lot of mistakes from players. It was I don't know what we were doing with that last play. I have no idea. Okay, give it to Fox at half court, run off like 3 seconds there and then, just let him take a contested mid-range shot. That was like I've been saying, hero ball. This entire time, Mitch Johnson has been running hero ball over and 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 over. But there was 2 occasions in which I saw the San Antonio Spurs make a run. Chat, you're very smart. You were paying attention, right? I didn't hear the commentators talk about this. When the Spurs made their 2 runs and they looked pretty good, what happened? What happened before that I've been trying to tell you for so long? What happened? Thank you. Thank you, Trifecta. Thank you. Sohan. Thank you, Jiggy. Yes, it's very obvious. Very obvious. Very obvious. He contributes. He contributes to winning. You don't just stat watch a player like that. Not like him. With Harper, we would have won. We didn't need Harper to win this game. We needed more discipline. We needed some better. Well, we'll go into it. We'll go into it in a minute. Before we do, I'm going to go over our sponsor, and then I'm going to take a look at these quick super chats that we have, and then we'll take a look at the stats. I have no idea what the stats look like, but I'll give you my opinions before we get to the stats, and then we'll see what happens. So big shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring this segment. As always, if you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports, just head on over to Sleeper. Use the description or download the what am I saying? Download Sleeper in the description box. I have a link. When you support the sponsors, you support the channel, but you can use promo code CLAN and get 100% match up to $100 if you like to do the daily fantasy side of things, of course, which is very pretty. I like how they got everything laid out. Yeah, I think Brandon Ingram. No, what am I doing? Brandon Ingram under 5 assists. What am I doing? But anyways, if that's something that you guys are interested in, go check it out. Or at the very least, you can go to the social media segment and you can get updates. Whoa, what? Patrick Beverly has... See, this is why you download Sleeper. He's been arrested for assault? I guess we'll look at that later. Okay. Anyways. All right, guys. So, okay, let's do something a little different this time. Okay? You guys with me? I am not going to look at the stats until I give you my overall take as far as the players are concerned. I thought that everyone was quite sloppy, and the only 2 players in particular, at least watching, that I thought was pretty great all the way through. Actually, I'll say three. That I thought was pretty great all the way through were Sohan, Wembanyama, and Castle. And I know Castle made some mistakes, but just with the flow of the game and certain plays that he made, I thought he was pretty good. He missed that wide open 3, which really hurt. We kind of needed that, but it is what it is. But what I saw from those players, Wemby was pretty doggone good. I don't think the coaching staff gave him any favors, though. I actually did not go in the order I said I was going to go in. Someone said trade Keldon. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not going to go as far as to trade Keldon. I'm going to go as far as to say Keldon should not have been in this game as long as he is. As long as he was. I didn't understand that. Jumor says, with Harper, we would have won. I think I already read that one earlier. And then Gregory says, sorry to say, but Devin Vassell killed us down the stretch, as do many of our wings who are supposedly shooters but can't play D. All right. So, but like I was saying, I don't think Mitch Johnson gave Wemby any favors. I'm really getting tired of the hero ball, like I said before, where you just give it to a player and say, hey, you're going to figure it out. Wembanyama should literally have plays set up for him so he can get the ball easier. We should definitely diversify how he gets the ball. A lot of it, because he's so talented, is give him the ball, let him figure it out, and he's always behind the arc when he gets the ball most of the time. I don't like that. Or behind the three-point line. I don't like that. I don't understand why we're doing that, but we continue to do it. We've been doing it since day one, and I don't know why we keep doing that. I would like to see more plays drawn up, just to be honest, just to be transparent, because the only two times, and this isn't me like glazing this player, okay, because I do think he had a very good game for someone who just not played at all. But Jeremy Sohan, I thought that we made more runs when he was on the court. It's not a matter of Sohan being a genius. He's just, I mean, he is a high IQ player, but he's not like a genius or he's doing anything super special. He's just playing the right way, and the ball moves in a pretty satisfying way, right? Like that corner pass that he got to Devin Vassell, he should have knocked that down, right? That's what we got you for. And then the corner shot that obviously Sohan made, but he's constantly making very smart cuts, off-ball decisions continuously. Even some good read and reacts, like continuously. Defensively, he's there. He's doing a good job. He's solid, you know? Like, that's really important. He didn't do anything special in this game. It's not like I was watching and you guys think I'm delusional, like Sohan is a superstar. No, he didn't do anything special in this game. It just seemed like the ball moved better when he was out there because it's constant movement, right? It's constant getting to the right place. And yeah, he did a good job. And I thought that him and Wemby obviously had really good chemistry when they were out there. I thought that the game should have ended with Sohan because he played well, and then as soon as they put him on the bench, we end up losing the lead. So I don't quite understand why he doesn't play more, and I don't quite understand why Keldon gets so many minutes over him. Some people have tried to say, which I don't know where this is coming from, I think this is just feelings, because a lot of times it is just fifis with stuff like this, but people are like, well, Keldon Johnson can shoot. No, he can't. Keldon Johnson has been horrible shooting-wise this season. And Sohan has barely got the opportunity, but even yet and still, he knocked down some big ones, right? Like, or he knocked down a big one, a really big one in this game. So don't really quite understand where that's coming from. I don't think that there's a good enough justification for him being in this game in particular. Doesn't mean that I think Keldon Johnson should be shipped off or that he's trash or he's a bad player or nothing like that. I just think in this game where it was very defensive heavy, don't really know what use you have for him in this one in particular. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like, he was in there way too long. He was getting cooked left and right. Offensively, he wasn't bringing anything. Don't really know what the point of that was. Don't really understand that. I think it's a matter of a young coach getting a little too comfortable. But yeah, Sohan should have definitely had more minutes even in this game. The offense just looked better. And he's going to have growing pains because he hasn't played. But for the most part, he looked pretty good. If he gets in foul trouble, he gets in foul trouble. But, you know. Yeah, dude. Draymond yelling at Wemby face after they won. Oh, wait. He did it after they won? Okay, that's lame. But that play where Draymond was talking stuff, and I saw it on Wemby's face. Because he looked at his teammate. I don't even know who he was looking at. Who's he looking at, guys? I don't remember. Castle? I don't know who he was looking at. But he made like a little smirk like, come on. You're going to give me the ball. Go and give me the ball. Shout out to Chris Paul because the Spurs didn't start doing that inbound alley-oop to Wemby until he got here. But that was beautiful, bro. It should have been an and one. I don't quite understand why it wasn't, but that was so good, bro. That was so good. Then he started talking trash back. Like, this is what I love. We just need some adjustments. We need the coaching staff to do better, and we need players to stop screwing up. But But yeah, that's the basketball I love. And then when Wemby got in his face, started talking trash, and then Sohan showed up. That's what I'm talking. That's playoff basketball right there. That's what that no one else came up like Sohan did. Sohan was ready to fight. Come on, bro. What you doing? Get out my goat's face, right? Sohan know who's the GOAT. Everybody thought that he was jealous of Wemby, which is so stupid. He know who the GOAT is. He's like, get off my GOAT. Anyways, Brandon says, my critiques to be made of Mitch. I really wish they'd find a way to get Wemby some rest in the fourth. Yeah, that was pretty rough because you had Wemby out there like exhausting himself. Meanwhile, you're gonna need him, you know, when and Curry's over there just getting all the time in the world to finish this game. Is it me or did Fox seem slower than usual too? We'll talk about Fox. I guess I should go ahead and say Fox did not look good this game, but keep in mind as well, I'm gonna give a little bit of leeway. This is the first game he actually played point guard. He started off strong. This is the first game he actually played point guard. So as far as him getting in a rhythm, he made a lot of mistakes. He sold us this game. It's no excuses. But I'm going to give an excuse. He hasn't been able to run point guard. We've been running through Castle this whole time. But long term and future wise, when we get to the playoffs and, you know, we're battling out, that's who you're going to want running the show. So just give him some time. I think it's going to be some growing pains coming off the injury and everything. I don't think he looks slower necessarily, but he made some sloppy decisions for sure. Chris, thanks for the super chat. Oh my gosh, $20 super chat. He said, I started watching about 6 minutes left in the fourth. When they were up, it's my fault they lost because I jinxed them. No, what it was they took Sohan out of the game and we weren't playing well enough as a team to finish it off. Because in actuality, here, I'll go ahead and go to the stats. I've been yapping enough. In actuality, I think that this game was more of a defensive game. And yeah, I don't think that you necessarily need. I'm not saying Barnes like killed us or anything, but I don't think you really needed Barnes out there. The ball movement looked better when Sohan was out there, and defensively, you just needed all your best defenders out there to finish this one off because it was going to be a grit and grind one. You didn't necessarily need Barnes in this one, in my opinion. I guess when you're in the middle of the fight, it's kind of different. But yeah, am I lagging? I guess a lot of people. Oh my God, we got a lot of people here. I need to fix my stuff. Look at this. Look at this. I'm a robot. Oh, now it looks stupid because the frame's caught up. Now it looks stupid. All right. All right. So stats wise, this is the first time I'm looking at the stats, guys. I swear to God. All right. Let's see here. So first and foremost, what I see, I do like the amount of shots that Fox took. Now that last play, very stupid. Don't know what the coaching staff was doing. We drew nothing up. We literally drew nothing up for that. Very dumb. I don't know what that was. It was a Fox save us, even though he was cold and making mistakes. It was a he should save us. When in actuality, you should have found a way to give it to Wemby. I know that they probably assumed he would be doubled, but you got 6 seconds on the clock. We couldn't figure out anything smarter than that. You know, like 6 seconds is a lot of time. You couldn't figure anything out if they try to double Wemby. That's another reason why I really think Sohan should have been in this game. It's off-ball cuts, you know. And he had just hit a 3. So, I don't know. Pretty dumb. I thought that was a little silly. But yeah, so Wemby should, well, we'll get to that in a minute. So Harrison Barnes, he did okay. You know, no complaints, really. The biggest issue is, like I said, it was a lot of turnovers and a lot of like silly decisions from our players. But at the same time, this was a very defensive heavy game, you know. So I really think that the Spurs should have solely leaned or mostly leaned on that defense, right? Second chance points and everything like that, because this was not one of those, you know, who can shoot better from 3. At least that's not what it felt like. Let me see. I could be wrong. Let me look at the 3-point taken, 38%, and then 14. Yeah. We're shooting about the same clip. Yeah, it didn't feel like one of those games. It felt like a defensive game. Who can play better defense? Who can finish the strongest? Let me mention this. Steph Curry is incredible. He is absolutely incredible. I think that we should have gave him hard or more difficult looks. Like at one point, Keldon was on him like 3 times in a row, which I want to harp on this because I'm not. I know a lot of people think that I hate Keldon Johnson, which is not true. I just think, especially this game, this season, he's been showing me that, like, no, he's very useful. It's just you have to be careful with it. In this game, 19 minutes, there's no excuse for Keldon getting nearly 20 minutes. And it's not me just saying that after the fact. Like I said before we even looked at these stats, Keldon was in the game too long. I mean, he was contributing basically nothing at one point, like nothing at all. He was just giving up threes. He was just giving up shots to Steph. So I don't quite understand why he was in it. The hardest looks that Steph got tonight was when Sohan was on him, on occasion Fox, and when Castle was on him though. Mostly when Castle and Sohan was on him, he didn't look flustered. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna pretend like he looked flustered, but he was having the harder time. I mean, yeah, I don't know. If you want to give him some different looks, maybe put Vic on him. I don't know. It was tough though. Tough. But overall, yeah, I don't know. You couldn't really stop him. He was like incredible, but could have gave him some different looks. I think it was pretty much gimmies whenever Vassell or Keldon was on him. At least that's what it felt like. Keldon is a cone on defense. Keldon, at this point, there's no getting mad at Keldon. He is who he is. You know what I mean? Like, he can play decent defense on occasion, but, like, he's not a defender. It's not lack of effort. It's not lack of trying. He's just not a defender. Some guys just aren't good defenders, and he never will be. And that's okay. But that's when it's up to the coaching staff to make sure that you're putting us in the best position to win. And in this game in particular, guys, stop looking at the stats. Seriously, you really need to stop just staring at the stats, because Jeremy Sohan had 5 points. I don't mean to just keep harping on this, but he's a good player, and people need to realize that. He had 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Yeah, that's fine. 2 turnovers. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't seem like it's that much. He only played 13 minutes, and I promise you, watching this game, Jeremy Sohan was the only times that we went on legitimate runs. It was the only times where we looked pretty dominant on the court. I think that the lineup that was out there, and I really like this. I would actually be content with this for a starting lineup, to be honest with you. I believe it was Fox, Champagnie, was it Vassell? I think no. It was Fox, Champagnie, Barnes, Sohan, Wemby. Those 5 together on the court together, the ball was moving beautifully. It was some good. It wasn't moving beautifully. That's an overstatement. But it was really great team defense overall. Like, I thought that they played really well together. Yeah. Shout out to Castle's growth so far while playing the 2. Castle, that's kind of his thing. Like, even in college, he's more of a combo guard. Like, he fits into that role just fine. But yeah, Castle. I'm not mad at Castle for this game, mind you. Did he make some mistakes? Yeah. 4 turnovers isn't good. Fox had 4 turnovers. Everyone had turnovers. So he didn't play great or nothing like that, but he was fine. And he'll adjust. He'll be okay. I'm not really worried about Castle. I am worried about the 3-point shooting. I don't know if he'll. I wasn't really expecting him to be a great 3-point shooter this season, but anyways, I don't know how you guys feel about that starting lineup, but just watching this game when they were on the court together, if we're trying to get some type of sample sizes, I thought it was really solid, like genuinely really solid. And then you could have that firepower off the bench with Devin Vassell, let Steph Castle run the show, and maybe if Dylan Harper, when he comes back, then maybe you can move Steph back into the starting lineup. I don't know what you would want to do, but I don't know. I really like that group though, so I hope we get to see more of that, and I'm sure that the Spurs paid attention to. But some lineups, the ball just is pretty stagnant. I'm not the biggest fan of Devin Vassell starting, just from what we've seen this season thus far. He might be better off just more of a spark plug. He's already like a 3rd, 4th option for your team anyways. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot of yapping. I'm doing a lot of yapping. So what else do we want to talk about? So I think that's enough for the players. There's nothing really there. Coaching wasn't the best. I will say that the lineups was pretty decent. They were pretty decent, but double center lineup, don't quite understand it. Still doesn't make too much sense to me. I'll be real. It doesn't make a lot of sense, especially in this game. Sorry. But yeah. And by the way, I want to say this too. I never once said that Mitch Johnson is a terrible coach or that he's a bad coach. If someone goes and steals a lollipop from a store, would you classify them as a thief? I don't know. Maybe you would. I kind of wouldn't. Or a criminal, I kind of wouldn't. Now, if you do it consistently every day out of the week, you steal a lollipop from this same store, then yeah, I'm going to have to call you a thief, right? So as far as calling him a bad coach, I don't think that he's earned that yet. You definitely got to give him way more games before you can make that assessment. Because I will say in this game, there were quite a few adjustments. The only two things that pissed me off, well, three things, was Victor Wembanyama, where he gets the ball. It's really bothering me. Please write up more plays because it seems like we just give Vic the ball and say, figure it out. I don't like that. I think that you can be way more efficient, and that's on coaching. Number two, not crazy about the double center lineup, especially in this game. I think that shows like a little bit of a lack of awareness. They didn't do it for too long, but shoot, guys, 2-3 minutes is long enough. Like that, you shouldn't have done it anyways. So there's that. Also, actually, there's quite a few. There's quite a few. That's quite a few. Also, I don't like the last play of the game where Fox just, once again, go figure it out. I'm getting tired of this hero ball. That's not Spurs basketball. And then lastly, the one that really bothered me was the minutes were a little bit better, but Keldon Johnson, in this game in particular, it depends. You don't play favorites here, okay? I don't want Sohan in for 20-plus minutes if it means, like, if he's genuinely struggling in the game. Don't play him if he's struggling, right? If he's struggling too much, then you don't play him. He's not a superstar where, you're going to lean on him in the last game if he's playing really bad. But that wasn't the case. He was solid all game. 13 minutes is not enough. Keldon Johnson was horrible all game. Not his fault. Keldon Johnson is who he is. This is one of those tough matchups where Warriors playing really good defense. And it was a defensive game, and he is not going to favor in those. Okay? He just isn't. So he shouldn't have been in the game no 19 minutes. If anything, maybe 10. Maybe. And then also, I don't like the fact that we don't dig deeper into our bench, right? Like, I would really like for us to find a way to incorporate. I know this is more of a defensive game, but like incorporate some of these players. Carter Bryant, I know his offense isn't that great, but I feel like at some point maybe we could have incorporated him a little bit. At least give him about 5 minutes, maybe some 5 solid minutes at one point, just so we can hold on to some of these leads. But yeah, kind of strange. And speaking of minutes distribution, like I said, pulling Sohan out when we're on a run and we're doing well and we're fighting, and then next thing you know, you take him out and then the Warriors go on a little run, Very fun. Jones Garcia. Yeah, there you go. Jones Garcia. I don't know if this would have been, he wasn't even on is he in the G League right now? Jones Garcia would be nice, but unfortunately in a game like this, I don't know if I trust. It was a pure defensive game. Yeah, I don't know if I trusted like throwing him in the fire, right? He should have already been getting a little more touches in other games, and then maybe I'll feel more comfortable. Yeah, I know you guys were expecting to crash out, but I'm not crashing out today. I actually feel good about this game for the most part. I saw adjustments. Mostly it was just us making mistakes. And I can lean on the fact that, hey, Fox, this is his first game actually being a starting point guard, right? Like actually running the point. So I'm not mad. playing, I'm sad. I'm sad too, but feel good about that sadness. It's a beautiful type of sadness. You feel me? Turnovers were insane? Yeah, terrible. Terrible turnovers. Turnovers left and right. The team plays sloppy as a whole. But lineups were better. It's hard fought. At the end, we could have still took it. It's not one of those where I felt like we deserved to lose this game. No, we made a lot of mistakes, but Warriors played really great defense too. I told you my gripes with this one. I'm not happy about it. This is pretty criminal. 19 minutes, nearly 20 minutes was kind of criminal. But hey, it's all right. It's all right. I didn't realize Steph Castle was -10 and Vassell was -16. I'm not that. Well, I haven't really seen too many people defending Vassell, but I'm not. I've been pretty like lukewarm to down about Vassell, to be honest. I think he should come off the bench. Honestly, even if next game he goes off, I still think he should come off the bench. This starting lineup is pretty wacky, if we're being honest. It's a little wacky. It's a little wacky. It's a little silly. You know, it's the De'Aaron Fox and Wemby. Nah, we'll talk about it in another segment. It's just a little weird.